Hello and welcome to this short video, the first of a series on evaluating interventions in schools. My name is Jemima Rees-Evans and I'm Director of the Charter Institute and of Charles Dickens Research School. We're going to start with the why. Why should we evaluate? Well, if we don't evaluate our interventions or any changes that we make, we run the risk of being impact blind, of not gaining a true picture of the effect of our work on our pupils, our staff, and the wider school community. We can certainly use the evidence of what has already been evaluated and shown to work in other settings by looking at research summaries such as the EEF's Teaching and Learning Toolkit. And starting with the existing evidence is a very good place to start. I'll give you an example here. On the screen, you can see a brief description of two interventions. I'd like you to read through those interventions and then consider which one you would choose to implement in your school. Pause the video for a few seconds. Welcome back. Well, of course, that's an unfair question to ask you because I haven't given you all of the information. Let's have a look at the outcomes of these programmes. We can see here that pupils receiving the intervention on the right made an additional 2 months progress compared to normal practice, whereas pupils receiving the intervention on the left made 2 months less progress. Without this impact data, it would be very hard to know which intervention to select. Both have plausible and credible elements. So yes, let's certainly start with the evidence. And the Venn diagram here neatly illustrates the importance of using a combination of research evidence, professional experience, and data to inform our decision-making. It also clearly illustrates the risks that we run of omitting any of these. And we can see in the green section here that if we don't take into account the research evidence and the data and feedback from our own settings, then we run the risk of impact blindness. However, we also know, in the words of Dylan William, that everything works somewhere and nothing works everywhere. We therefore need to understand how a new intervention works in our settings with our pupils, our staff, and our particular communities. And to do that, we need to pay due consideration to evaluation from the very beginning. This way, we can stop doing those things that aren't working and focus our ever more stretched time, energy, and resources on those activities that have a genuine impact on pupil outcomes. We can also make tweaks and adapt along the way in response to evaluation data to maximise the potential of the intervention. In our next video, we'll move on to what to evaluate before moving on to how and when to evaluate.